Hello, MCKnight here. Welcome to the Dragons Lair. This is episode 48. I am here on the nether roof. I have done several tests with trying to oxidize the copper blocks that I collected. And so I found that here on the nether roof is almost like the best place to do it. What I did was I put down a torch just so I could get the placement right and also to add some light. And then I also put some glass up above the blocks to keep any mobs from spawning. And so all I need to do is just go around. I put a block of copper in my offhand and use my pickaxe, and then I just run around here, and then when I find a block that needs to be mined that was oxidized fully, I just break the block and place another one right away. Originally, I had taken this area here and I leveled a lot of it off, and I was placing the copper blocks here and letting them oxidize, but it really wasn't a whole lot of room. And to try to put more down, I started getting a lot closer to the area where the pillager outpost was, and I had to worry about the mobs. And going over this way, it just started getting into some cave areas, and so I decided that that wasn't really a good idea. I even placed some copper blocks up here in the upper part of my house, and yeah, I'm waiting for them to oxidize, and then I'm gonna just take them away. But at this point, I've gotten quite a few oxidized copper blocks. I turned some into stairs because I'm going to need some stairs for the woodland mansion makeover that I'm going to do. And I'm hoping that I can get all these oxidized fairly soon and work on the woodland mansion within the next few episodes or so. I am still on a quest to try to increase my block count on a lot of different items. And so I updated the signs, and so now I'm down to the moss farm, gravity block duper, and I have a question mark there because I'm not 100% certain I'm going to do that, and a mud farm. In this episode, I have all the items that I need in these two shulker boxes to make a mud farm, and so that's what we're gonna do. In talk about falling down a proverbial rabbit hole. I fell into a deep one. My intention was to build this mud farm, and I started thinking about where I wanted to place this mud farm. In this world, I have not really done a great amount of planning, and well, I kind of like to change that. I have some things in this world that I'm not really exceptionally happy with, and I'll show you one real good example here. If we go up to where the bamboo farm is, you'll notice there's only a 1 block pathway to get to the bamboo farm. If I would have planned a little bit more, I would have probably moved the cactus farm over probably about 2 more blocks to give myself more of a walkway to go through here. I want to start changing how I approach things in this world and do a little bit better with the planning. And when I thought about the mud farm, I tried to figure out where I could put the mud farm that it would fit in real well. I thought about doing it over here by the Coliseum, but it was just a little bit too far away from where the house was, and I didn't feel right. There's gonna be some dynamite exploding as it with the tree farm, and and the cobblestone generator, and so I thought, well, I kind of like to keep it over in the area with those, keep all the farms that have explosions stay in the same area. So I started thinking about maybe going into the back here behind the tree farm, and there is a little bit of area down here. It's hard to see because of the roof of the bone meal farm. And the other problem is it starts encroaching into RapidSphinx's area. And I just didn't think there was enough space there. Also, that would have been a little bit more difficult to get to. So I decided that that probably wasn't the best area to go. And so then I started looking in this area over here. And like I said, I had leveled off some here to do the resin farm. My dilemma here was I didn't want to get too close to the resin farm because when the creakings spawn, they spawn up in the top there, and I purposely built that up off the ground so the creakings don't spawn anywhere else. And I started thinking, if I build the mud farm in here, is that going to cause a problem with the resin farm? And so I started looking up in this area a little bit more. And that's when I decided to go ahead and use this area. But I wanted to take the time and plan it out. So you can see right in this area, it's all hilly, and I wanted to know what I could do and what I couldn't do with that area. I downloaded the world and made a copy and made it a creative world, and I went in and I did some editing. You can see the way it looks. Everything looks the same, but you can look and see the villager trading hall. I don't know what happened to the roof. I don't know if it was a glitch when I downloaded the world, but it's missing a good part of the roof. But everything else is looking exactly the same. I want to take you out and show you what I did. So in the previous episode, I said that I wanted to build something around the resin farm to make it look better. And so I started experimenting with a tower, and I haven't been exactly happy with what I created. However, in looking at it again, I think what I'm going to do is use the resin bricks going all the way up on the tower. And then I'm going to make the little sections above and below the shroom lights in different colors. The other thing that I'm not real happy about is the roof, and I just think I need to make the roof bigger. What I did in this area back here is I leveled off quite a bit, and now there's actually 2 levels here. On this lower level, I placed a mock mud farm there, but I don't know that that's where I'm actually going to put it because I still would like to make some kind of a farm here for all my animals. Back here in the regular world, you can see everything still looks the way it did. And I started thinking, in order to do all this, it's going to be an awful lot of work, and I wanted to try to get the video done quicker than it would take me to level all this off and place the walls and do everything. So I started thinking about it and decided that I needed to do something else in this episode. With trying to accumulate more blocks, like I've been in the last several episodes, I'm starting to get quite a few blocks that are filling up quite a few chests. And soon I'm going to have quite a problem with my sorting system. The one alternative I could do is place them into shulker boxes. However, I don't have a whole lot of shulker boxes. And because of this dilemma, I think what I'm going to do in this episode is make a shulker farm. Inside these 4 shulker boxes is everything that I am going to need to build this shulker farm that I found from a video by Shulkercraft. So let me collect these 4 shulker boxes and we're going to find a location and start building this shulker farm. I went to the end and I went to the portal that we got after we slayed the dragon, and I flew around for a little while and I did not find a place that I wanted to build the shulker farm. Well, now I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spawn the dragon 19 more times, and I needed some end crystals. So I gathered everything that I need to make some Eyes of Ender. Then with the Eye of Ender and the glass and the ghast tears, I can make some end crystals. And I think that should be enough to spawn the dragon 19 more times. And that way I'm going to get all the gateways possible. I thought maybe it might be a good idea if I take some potions of slow falling with me. However, I don't have any phantom membrane, so I'm gonna quick build a phantom farm. I'm gonna take off the Vanilla Tweaks resource pack because it's real hard to see the glass. That makes it much easier, and you'll be able to see just exactly where I'm placing things as well. in the end, and I got sidetracked along the way. I have not started placing the end crystals by the portal to respawn the dragon yet. I came up with a stupid idea to take away all the pillars. And so far, I've taken away 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have this one and 4 more to take away. The beacon does help out. I can mine these a little bit quicker, but it's still taking quite a bit of time. And honestly, I think it might have been quicker to just do the land by the house and make the mud farm. But let me get rid of these pillars, and then I'm going to start spawning the dragon and try to find a suitable location for the shulker farm. It has been quite a journey, and at this point now, I've got all 20 gateways, and what I have done is put stairs going up to each of the gateways, and I'm trying to do this so that I can show you the gateways without looking at any endermen. Through this whole process, I think I've only angered 2 endermen. I'm really surprised that I did that well. But I've built stairs going up to each of the gateways, and you'll notice it might be a little difficult to see, but the gateway right here has torches on it, and that's because this gateway is important. We're going to go over here, and then we're going to go up, and then you can see exactly what I did at each gateway. So, like I said, I built stairs going up to each gateway, and then I put a platform at each gateway. I put a sign here which shows the coordinates of where the gateway leads, and then I put a trap door here. So this way I can just go in here, pop the trap door down, and go right on through. Boy, that almost ended up bad because I almost was looking right at that enderman. So on the other side of the gateway, I also built a platform around the gateway where we go to, and I'm going to show you why this one is important. And you'll see there's an end city right over here. And it turns out, and I think we're going to, you know what, we're going to just go ahead and fly over there. And I'm going to try to keep from looking at any enderman. So there is an end city here, but I did some checking, and this end city was already raided. However, just beyond that end city, there's another end city, and this one has not been raided. Now, I'm not going to fly all the way over there. I'm going to try to land here without looking at any endermen. Okay, well, it worked out. All right, so that end city has not been raided. And I think actually this island that we're standing on right now, in between these two end cities, is where I'm going to go ahead and build the shulker farm. In the distance, you can see the end city that we're going to get the shulker from. I've placed a double chest here. In here, I have 2 shulker boxes, one with some rails, some powered rails, and the other one has a bunch of redstone torches in, and I think there's some redstone torches in this one as well. That's going to be to transport the shulker to this location. And then these 4 shulker boxes here are the items that are needed to build the shulker farm. And then I have an empty shulker box here. And that's going to be to start collecting the end stone that I'm going to be breaking. I'm going to take down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 layers here. So it's going to be quite a big area that we're going to have for this shulker farm. And I think that I probably need to get started on doing this. that clip took you about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. To do all this area, it took me about 5 hours, maybe a little bit more. And then to put slabs down, which I did to prevent having a whole bunch of endermen around here, that took me about another 3 hours. This project has taken quite a bit of time, a lot longer than I anticipated, but now I am to the point where I have all the shulker boxes here with all the things in that I need to make the shulker farm. First, I want to go and mend my pickaxes because both of them are pretty low, and then I'll get started on building the shulker farm. The shulker farm is built. Everything's ready. It's quiet right now because there aren't any shulkers here. I need to use the rails and the redstone torches and the glass that I have here to make a railway from the end city over there to the shulker farm here. So I am going to quick lay down the rails, bring a shulker over here, and we're going to get started on trying to gather some shulker shells. The shulker farm is no longer quiet because there are a number of shulkers in here, and I have been here for about the last hour, and so I want to go down and see just exactly how many shulker shells were obtained. Wow, okay, yeah, that's a good amount. I have a shulker box with me. I have some shells in it that I've already collected. I was here for just a little bit earlier, and some of the shells I got from when I went over to the end city to get the shulker, which I will tell you, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to bring the shulker over here because I made a mistake and didn't put all the rails down that I needed to. And about 5 blocks away from the shulker farm, the minecart with the shulker in it stopped. So I needed to go and put 3 rails down and then go back again and push the shulker. So it was quite nerve wracking. And when I was done doing all that, I was a little bit jittery. So anyway, we've got 18, almost 19 stacks of shells. And so that makes me happy. Did that in 1 hour. That should be enough for us for quite some time. And if I ever need some more, well, I know where I can come and get some. I think that's where we're going to end this video. It was a little bit longer. It took me a very long time to get this video out because of work being very, very busy. And also, it just took a real long time to do everything for this. And I just never thought that it would take as long as it did. Maybe doing the mud farm would have been a little bit better of an idea, but well, it's a little bit late to decide that now. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. I will catch you next time. Until then, I'm MCKnight.